So here we will be going to look at how to create an executable file for your Python code using PyInstaller. So uh, the first step involves installation of the PyInstaller library. So go to your command prompt and type in pip install PyInstaller. So you can see that here it displays requirement already satisfied. Because I have already installed, it is already there. So for you, PyInstaller library will be installed. In my case, I already have it installed, so it will be saying requirement already satisfied. You can close this and come to the Python. Okay, so now you come to your development environment. Before creating a executable file, we need a Python code. So let's write a simple code with which we'll create an executable file. So here I'm going to write a program that can add all the numbers. So for this, first we will ask the user for some input, and that user will type in some numbers, and these numbers will be added together. So for that, first I will type user. I will type input of and enter the numbers separated by comma. So what this will do is that this will ask the user for input. So I can press F5 and this program will run. Okay. So here it will ask 1, 2, yeah. So this will be stored into this list. So yeah, for now what we want to do is store this whatever the numbers that user is inputting into a list. So I will type in list equal to input of input. So what this will do, so by adding the list equal to input, whatever the numbers that user inputs, it will be stored into the list. And as a next step, what I'm going to do is, since it is a list, I would like to split it and separate the digits into its individual parts. So basically the user will type something like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So I want to split it such a way that these all come separately. So this should be like 1 2 3 4 and so on. So for that we will- I will type list uh, equal to list dot split by using comma. Yeah, so what this will do, uh, this function, this method will split this list, which is this one, and by using the comma, right? So wherever comma is there, it will split it, and it assigns this back into the list itself. So this is a new list which contains the old list that is splitted by using comma. Now I will create I want to create an empty variable where I can store all these summed values. So I'll simply type summed is equal to 0 just to initialize the variables. And now I will write a loop. So this loop is going to loop to add all the numbers. So for item in list, item is equal to float of item. So summed is equal to summed plus item. Now coming out of the loop, okay, print the total sum of all numbers equal to summed. So let us look at this code in detail. So for item in list, so basically what this does is it basically this will take out, this item will represent each number in the list. Now what this does is, this actually item is equal to float of item. It basically converts the whatever it is into float. So here the item will be stored as a string, so it converts the string into number. So basically when the user inputs these numbers such as 1 2 3, they will be stored as a string. With this step converts the string into number. And what this does is that so this is a loop and it's going to iterate for for how many number of items. So what this steps does is it successively adds all the numbers to numbers. This loop will run for the length of the list. Suppose this list has 4 numbers. Let's say for example list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So there are 4 items here. So the first item, what it will do, initially the summed will be 0 as we have given here. So and the item will be 1. Okay, the first item. So the summed will be equal to 0 plus 1. So the summed will be 1. So that will be the first loop. In the second loop, what will happen is that so let me type here. So loop 1, we will have summed is equal to 0. Then we have item is equal to 1. So what will happen is that summed is equal to summed plus item. So summed is equal to 0 plus 1 is equal to 0 plus 1. So basically you get summed is equal to 1. Okay. Now going to loop 2, what will happen is that the item will be now 2. So the sum will be equal to what is this summed? Summed is previous summed value is 1, as we can see here 1. So this 1 plus item, and what is the second item? 2. So 2. Okay, and now let's go to loop 3. So basically we'll get our summed value equal to 3. So now in the loop 3 again summed is equal to summed plus item. So what is summed now? 3. That you can see here, summed is equal to 3. Now 3 plus what is the item? So now in third loop, in the loop 3, item is 3. So 3 plus 3, which will be equal to 6, right? So in each loop it just adds. Okay, in the first loop it summed will be equal to 1. In the second loop summed will be 1 plus 2. In third loop it will be 3 plus 3. Means, so yeah, in the fourth loop it will be 6 plus 4, that will be 10, so on. So that's what this code will do. At the end it will print. So print, we are just printing. So let's run this program and see, enter the number separated by comma. So 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So you can see the total sum of all the numbers is 10, just like how I explained, it is 10. So now before we convert this into GUI, I am going to do something so that it is, that we'll see in the GUI. So okay, I'm going to convert this into a infinite loop so that it keeps running every time, right? If you see here, this code gets executed and it stops. So I want this code to be running like infinite number of times. So for that, what I will do, I'll select all this code and then I will give a tab, and here I will call it I will create a condition while true. So while true is a condition that will run till infinity. Means while, as long as it is true, it will keep running. So basically true itself is true, right? So while true, what you need to understand is that while true means it will just keep running until infinity. So while true, list. So let's run this program and see what happens, right? And here you can see enter the number separated by comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So the total number of total sum of all numbers is 15. So 1 comma 2 comma 3. So you can see this will keep running until infinity, until I close this. So I will close this here, right? Kill it. So now let us convert this file into an executable file, right? So let me move it aside, right? Let me close this and so here we have our Python code that I have typed in just now. So we want to convert this into an executable file, and basically we convert it to an executable file because basically the first reason is that we would like to hide the code. We don't want to share the code, and the second important reason is that um, uh, when we're sharing our program to others, they may not have the required libraries, so the code will not function. The program may not work. This is why we would like to convert into an executable file format which can be easily transferred to another system and we can run it. So for that, just right click, just open your command prompt here, or you can shift and right click on the windows and then open command window here, right? You'll be getting a command prompt here. So here what you need to do is, so here you need to give it a command by using PyInstaller to convert it into a in an executable format. So here you type in py installer and give it the name of your Python file, that is tutorial1.py. So now it will take some time, but it will convert this .py into an executable format. So let's wait for just a few seconds. Yeah, so you can see here that it's written completed successfully. So what you need to do is go to distribution folder, uh, uh, then come down here and you'll find here an application. You can see here and it's written tutorial1. So just double click this file and here yeah, and sometimes the antivirus will pop up. It will try to detect it as a virus, but you can just close your antivirus. So if it doesn't open up, that means the antivirus has detected it. So give it some time, or just close your antivirus and open it. So here enter the number separated by comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and you can see the total sum of all the numbers is 10. So 1 comma 2 comma 3. So yeah, basically this program will keep on running towards infinity, and this is why I created that while true loop. So this is one way, but in this way, if you see here, there are a lot of files created here, but the code itself is not here, so you cannot access the code from here. It only creates this executable and some other files which doesn't have a code. Right now, but you don't want this. You want to create maybe only a single executable file, right? So for that, there's another way to do that. So let's create here another one, right? A single executable file you want to create. Okay. So here, let me repeat the process again. Open the command window here, right? And now I'm going to type a little differently. PyInstaller hyphen hyphen one file tutorial.py. So now what it will do is that instead of you know creating so many files, it will just create one executable file. So when you are transferring in this in the first process, in the first type of method, we have to give this complete files. But now in this single executable file, we will see that only a single executable file is created. That means only a single file, and only that single file that you need to transfer into your other system, or you can transfer into your friends and so on. So this didn't work. Let me try again. PyInstaller one file tutorial 1.py. Right, maybe I did a spelling mistake, I'm not sure, but yeah, now it is working. So let's wait for 10 seconds. So you can see the message here, completed successfully. So you can go to your distribution folder and you will find a single executable file. So double click here. Sometimes again antivirus will detect it as a virus, but yeah, you have to turn off your antivirus, or yeah. So here it is. Yeah, enter the number separated by comma. So you can type in 1 comma 2 comma 3, and here you can see the total sum. So this will keep on running towards infinity. So this is how, this is a simple way to create an executable file. So we have seen two ways in which we can create executable file. So let me open the code here. So we have seen two ways in which we can create executable file. So method one is to type in um, PyInstaller and the name of your script .py file, that is tutorial.py, right, .py. And method 2 is to type in PyInstaller hyphen hyphen one file space tutorial 1.py. So basically these the first method will create an additional files that are also required. But the second method, it will create a clean executable file that is only a single file. So this may be useful in some situations. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.